Hello everyone, I'm Anisha. Welcome all of you to my channel, that is Virtual Classes. So today in this video we are going to summarize your chapter number 2 of social science, okay, that is ocean and continents. So here today's video we will be doing the summary, okay, and thereafter we'll be doing the question and answers, your objective types and fill in the blanks. And today this video, the explanation will be completely in English. If you want to listen to the Hindi explanation, it has been already uploaded. You can check the description box for the link. And yes, don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Okay, so let us start. And this summary, okay, this will be very helpful for your exam, especially if you want to revise the whole chapter at one go. And here I have covered all the important points, and this is in the form of notes as well. Okay, you can write it down, write the points in your notebook, and you can summarize and you can revise afterwards also anytime you want it. Okay, and yes, do watch the complete video for the complete understanding of the chapter. Okay, so let us start. Introduction. So let us I have combined some point, okay, about the introduction. See, basically in this chapter what we have learned. And yes, one more thing, if you want to listen to the very detailed explanation of this chapter, you can watch the chapter, okay, where I have already completed. The full explanation is done. Again, you can find the link in the description box. And this chapter is all about the oceans and the continents that we are going to learn, that is in our planet. Okay, so when viewed from the space, the earth appears mostly blue due to the presence of water covering about 3/4 of the surface. So when we view our earth, okay, from the space, especially from the space, then what happened? It colors, okay, this earth appears mostly blue. Why? Because of the presence of water. Okay, and that is why our earth is also called what? Our earth is also called as known as a blue planet, isn't it? And about 3/4 of the surface, that means, see, just assume this is the earth, okay, and let us divide these into 4 parts, and that means this 3 portion, this portion, this one and this portion, this is all covered with water, and only this portion in the is the land masses. That is why earth appears to be blue from the space, okay, because of the water. See this picture, it is there in your chapter also, isn't it? So mostly what colors can you see here? Blue color. And what are this white color? These are all clouds, okay, and this one, see, some brownish color here, these are the landmass. But most of it, what is there? There is presence of water. Okay, the largest water bodies are called ocean. So the largest water bodies in our earth, they are known as oceans, okay, and further they are been divided into river, sea, bay, gulf, okay, etc. and etc. So the largest water bodies, what we call them as oceans. And how many oceans do we have? Please comment down, and we are also going to learn about this as well. Okay, the brown areas seen from the space represent land. So these brown areas, okay, this one, these represent land, which covers a little over 1/4 of the earth. See, it covers only 1/4, just like we have done is now. See, I'll just divide this one. See, only this portion is land, the other portions are all water. That is why 1/4. Okay, I hope you understood. Large land areas are called land masses, and continuous ones are called continents. So large land areas, okay, they are known as the land masses, and the continuous one means the largest one, okay, which goes on, these are known as what? Continents. And how many continents do we have? And here we have also learned in this chapter that in many ways we can count the continents. We can count the continents as 4, 5, 6 or 7, isn't it? And we are also going to do that as well in this summary. So ocean and continents play a very vital role in shaping Earth's climate and support all forms of life, including human life. So these oceans and continents, okay, they play a very important role in shaping the Earth climate. How? Because half of the oxygen come from the rivers only, from the sea only, from the oceans only, from the waters only, okay, and they also support all forms of life, including the human life. See, continents, human lives are there, and oceans, you will be find so many lives, including the flora and fauna, okay, and their influence can be seen in nature, history, culture and daily living. So there means the ocean, okay, their influence we can see in our nature, in history also, in culture and in our daily life. So let us see more the distribution of water and land on the earth. So let us learn about the distribution of land and water on the earth. Okay, ocean and continents are unevenly distributed between the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Okay, see, before that let me just draw one earth here simply, okay, for a very quick revision here. This is the equator here, isn't it? And this is what? The northern hemisphere, and this is the southern hemisphere, that is North Pole and South Pole. Yes or no? From till here we have 90 degree. This is equator is 0 degree, isn't it? And from this one to here we have the 90 degree. So 90 degree plus is equal to 180 degree. So just like that, this is the front side. We have a back side also, isn't it? If you see the 3D picture, if you see the with the globe, you can see the front side as well as the back side, isn't it? So back side again 180 degrees, simply like this. Okay, 190 and 90. So 180 how much? It is 360. And our earth is full of our earth, okay, the full degree is 360 degree. And so this is the very quick revision here. Okay, so I hope you have understood. This is the North Pole and this is the South Pole, and earth and one complete rotation is known as what? It is known as the Earth Day. I hope you remember this thing which we have already done in our previous chapters also, isn't it? And one complete revolution, Earth takes how many days? 365 days plus 6 hours. But we don't count that 6 hours. Why? Because we'll be counting that 6 hours after 4 years. That is when your leap year come and when you get the February 29 as the date, isn't it? So in that way we used to do this, okay, these calculations and all. And I have completed all these things in your locating places on the Earth chapter. If you haven't watched that chapter, please kindly watch that as well. Okay, so and these are unevenly distributed. How these are unevenly distributed? Let us try to understand that one. See, this is the northern hemisphere and this is the southern hemisphere. What you can see here? Here in the northern hemisphere, there are land masses, isn't it? And in the southern hemisphere there are more ocean, that is more sea. Yes or no? Blue areas on the map shows oceans and the extensions like sea, bays and gulf. Okay, the blue areas in the map is it shows about the oceans and their extensions like sea, bays and the gulfs. And ocean hold most of the earth's water, but it is salty and not suitable for drinking. Although our earth, half of the earth, not half, 70% of the earth, it is full of water, isn't it? But even though we cannot, it is not suitable for drinking. It is not suitable for drinking. Why? Because it is salty, isn't it? It is not fit for consumption. That is why we have water scarcity, and fresh water which is fit for consumption is very limited. Okay, and it is found in rivers, okay, glaciers, yes, rivers and lakes, atmosphere and underground, that is the groundwater. And this underground water also we have exploited so much, because so many borrow wells are being dug, because of which you have comes water in your tap, isn't it? And because of that, what happened? Now the underground water is also drying up, because there is exploitations of the groundwater as well. That is why we are always advised to save water, isn't it? Water is very precious, because water is one of those essential components that is necessary for human life, for human beings to live, isn't it? So that is why we have to save water. Oceans. So now let us see about the 5 major oceans of our planet. Okay, there are 5 major oceans here, you can see. Okay, in this picture also we have the Pacific Ocean, that is the largest one, Atlantic Ocean, that is the second largest one. Here do you find this Pacific Ocean here? Okay, see, this is this has been here they have shown all the 5 oceans. Okay, and in this map you can be seeing two Pacific Oceans and 2 Atlantic Oceans. Why? Because this is been assumed as the folded one. Okay, sorry, unfold one, sorry, not the folded one, unfold one, from the round to unfold one. So that is why this whole area, this is the Pacific Ocean, and we have next, that is the Atlantic Ocean and Indian Ocean. We have a country we have ocean name in our country also. Here it is the India, isn't it? So here this is all what? Indian Oceans. Okay, and this is the 3rd largest one. And in the southern we have the Antarctic Oceans here, Antarctic Ocean here, Southern Ocean. Okay, Antarctic Ocean, sorry, not this one, here Antarctic Ocean, this one. Okay, and Arctic Ocean, this is the smallest one here in the North Pole. Okay, in the northern hemisphere, this is the Arctic Ocean. So most of the oceans lies in the southern hemisphere, and most of the continents lies in the where? In the northern hemisphere. So this is the equator, this line is the equator. Okay, here this is the equator, and this sea. North America is a country, South America is a country, Eurasia, this together Europe and Asia. Okay, this part is Europe and this part is Asia, and this Africa. If you see they are all continuous one. There is no separation. It is only human separation are made only for human convention, isn't it? And here North America and South America also, there is no separation. and only the separate two continents that we have is Australia and Antarctica. Antarctica is also a continent, okay, but human settlement is not possible over there because of the harsh climate, because as it lies in the South Pole area, what happens, it is very cold and there are no sun rays reaching there, so it is not possible for human settlement over there. So we have only some research center, okay. So this was about the 5 major oceans. So now oceans, interconnecting connected nature of oceans. So now let us see about this one, okay. Oceans are not truly separate. See, these oceans, okay, these are not truly separate. Divisions on maps are human-made conventions. So we can see that, okay, there is a Pacific Ocean, there is Atlantic Ocean, there is Indian Ocean. These are all human-made. Okay, actually these oceans are also not separated. The whole of these oceans are one ocean only. Okay, we can say these are all interconnected. And yes, one more thing. Inside the ocean, okay, inside the ocean there is landmass which we call as ocean floor, okay. So that lands are all connected. All right. So seawater flows freely between oceans, supporting a rich marine ecosystem. So seawater, they flow into the oceans, okay, at the end they supporting a very rich marine ecosystem. And what ecosystem we have, we'll see, okay. What marine ecosystem we have? Marine means which are inside the water, okay. So marine life, so let us see about it. Marine means it is related or found in the oceans and sea, okay. The human, not on human forms, the living things, okay, which are found inside the water or inside the oceans or seas. So marine flora, tiny plants like algae and various seaweeds. These are flora, means the plant life, okay, the plant life which is found in the oceans and sea waters. And that is sea. Flora means the plant life of a particular region or period of time. So this is the plant life. Next we have the marine fauna, that is thousands of species, including what we have. Fauna. Fauna means the animal's life of a particular region or period of time. This fauna means the animal life, flora means the plant life. Where as we are talking about the marine flora and marine fauna, we are talking about the oceans and seawater, okay. So the species of fauna are fish, dolphins, whales, okay, and mysterious deep sea creatures. So there are so many mysterious deep sea creatures also inside the oceans which you haven't even discovered, okay. Just like that, there are so many things which is yet to be discovered in our planet, and that is why so many research have been going on, isn't it? And every ocean zone from surface to depth host diverse life forms. So in every ocean zone, okay, from surface to the depth, from the its upper surface to the deep inside, okay, to the deepest inside, what there are diverse form of lives, that is variety of life. Just like in the land mass also we have a variety of life, isn't it? Just like in the water also, inside the ocean also there is a variety of life forms, okay. So oceans and disaster. Now let us understand something about oceans and disasters, okay. There are so many disasters which oceans can bring because of water, isn't it? And we have witnessed so many disasters also, and there is an example given in your textbook also, which was in the Andaman and Nicobar area, isn't it, which we have already learned. So the white shape seen on satellite image of Earth's are called cloud forms over oceans. So the white patches, the white in which we have just shown before, isn't it, the map. There, what was there, the white things which I have already shown you, these are the clouds, okay, the white shapes. So and because of oceans only we are getting rain, okay. So these clouds are carriers of rains to the continents. So because of oceans rain is possible. Why? Because of the evaporations. There is a process of known as water cycle, about which we will learn more in detail in your science subject, okay. And because of that only raining is possible in the continent, okay. So in India, the monsoon rains we depend on every year are created over the Indian Ocean, because our India is near the Indian Oceans, isn't it? So the rain which we get every day during the monsoon season, these are all created in the Indian Oceans only, okay. And these rains are vital for crops, drinking water and ecosystem. And these rains are very much important. Vital means very much important for our crops. If it doesn't rain, if there is a drought, then what will happen? All the agriculture will fail, isn't it? And there will be no drinking water, because the groundwater, if there is a drought, means the groundwater will also be no longer available. So what will happen, as we have a little fresh water, isn't it, which is fit for consumption, we cannot just go to the sea and start drinking that water, because it is very salty and it is not good for our health as well. So these rains they are very much important, okay, for our crops and for our drinking water and for our ecosystem, or all over our ecosystem, okay. So Without ocean-driven rains, agriculture would suffer, leading to food shortages and economic problems. So if there was no rain, and what will happen? Agriculture would suffer, there will be droughts, isn't it? And what will happen? We will have a food shortage and there will be economic problem. Not only economic problem, we will also face water crisis, isn't it? And where we will not be having enough water to do our daily chores like taking bath, washing clothes, drinking, cooking. For everything we need water, isn't it? So we will be in a great danger. Okay. Oceans and disaster. Now let us understand about disaster. So until now what we have learned about the importance of the oceans, isn't it? Now let us see something about the disaster. Okay, what kind of disaster can this ocean bring? Okay, so ocean absorb heat from the sun and this heat give rise to powerful storm. Okay, and what happened next? When the conditions are right, this leads to cyclones. So we have a different types of cyclones here. Okay, cyclone, tsunami. Okay, so powerful storm. So when these are being heated, these give rise to cyclones. Okay, and we haven't heard in news, isn't it? Because of cyclone coming, we have faced so many problems. Yes or no? So cyclones are large rotating storm system. Okay, these are very large and rotating storm system, just like they say. It is something like this. Okay, they will be rotating and they are very large and very powerful. They can destroy a complete village, a complete city also if they are very strong. Okay, and they bring extremely heavy rains and very strong winds, and they will bring a very heavy rain and very strong winds. And cyclones can flood coastal areas, damage homes and buildings, and even leads to loss of lives. So what are these coastal areas? See, suppose this is the map of India. Okay, just only the down part I am drawing. Okay, so here we have the Indian Oceans, all, isn't it? So in this side we have the Arabian Sea and this side we have the Bay of Bengal. Okay, so especially these coastal areas suffer a lot, and we have Andaman Nicobar Islands here, isn't it? And we have Lakshadweep Island here. So what happened when the strong cyclones come? Okay, this area are being flooded. Okay, and there is lots of damage and loss of life that we have seen every year because of these cyclones. Okay, strong cyclones. So we have a damage, various damage of homes, buildings, and even leads to this loss of life. Okay. Countries near the oceans like India, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka often face such storms during the cyclone season. So this country which are near the Indian Ocean, okay, so, or near the ocean especially, they face very serious damage because of the storm every year during the cyclone season. All right. So now next we have tsunami. Okay, so these are giant sea waves. Okay, and how does it occur? A tsunami is a series of huge sea waves. See, a sea wave is something like this, isn't it? When you go to the beach, you see some waves there, isn't it? There the sea used to come, isn't it? The waves used to come, will be soaring here and again will be going. Yes or no? So these are the huge sea waves. Okay, triggered mostly by what? Let us see here, underwater earthquake. So if there is an earthquake underwater, okay, then what will happen? These waves will become very large, okay, and they can travel thousands and thousands of kilometers within seconds. Okay, so that is why they are very much dangerous. And volcanic eruption, if there is a volcanic eruption, these sea waves become very triggered and very large. Okay, and sometimes underwater landslides. And sometimes what happens, if there is an underwater landslide, then what will happen? These tsunamis, these huge sea waves occur and tsunami occurs. Okay, and what happens? This tsunami can travel thousands of kilometers and submerge all the coastal areas, causing widespread damage. Okay, so that is why we need to be very careful. So these waves can travel at high speed over thousands of kilometers, and when they reach shallow coastal areas, they rise in height and flood the land. And what happens when they reach the coastal areas? They will rise very high, okay, and leading to floods in the land. And that is why in the year 2004, December 26, okay, there is an incident which is mentioned in your book as well. India and another 13 country, okay, around Indian Oceans were all struck by this powerful tsunami, okay, which is being caused by an earthquake in Indonesia, and more than lakhs of people, okay, 2 lakhs of people were been died, they submerged, and especially in the Nicobar Island, okay, in the Indira Point, the whole island was submerged, the whole Indira Point was submerged, and there was an Air Force station, there was a school, KV school, okay, Kendra Vidyalaya. Oh, everything was submerged, and thousands of people, lakhs and lakhs of people were been dead during that time. So that is why it is very much dangerous. Okay, so tsunami can destroy buildings, roads, and entire coastal towns. See, entire coastal town, they are that much powerful. All right. A tragic example that I have just mentioned just now, okay, that is about that. Sometimes underwater landslide, it killed over 2 lakh people across 14 countries, see here, including India, okay, 14 countries including parts of India like the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. So these were the parts of India which have been damaged very seriously because of this tsunami which came in the year 2004, okay. So here this is the map of India, where see this is the Indian Ocean, okay, this completely all these things are Indian Oceans, and here we have the Lakshadweep Island, this is the Andaman Nicobar Island, this is the Arabian Sea, and this is the Bay of Bengal, okay. So now let us see about continents. I hope you have understood about that oceans and its importance as well as its destructions, isn't it? So now let us see about the continents. Continents are large continuous areas of land on Earth's surface, and they are separated by oceans and seas, okay. These continents, they are being separated by what oceans and seas. And on a world map, continents appear as brown or green land masses, while the oceans are shown in blue. So in a world map that we have just seen before also, oceans are shown in blue color and continents appear as brown or green land masses, okay. Unlike islands which are small and scattered, continents are massive and central to human civilization and nature. So island is also an area which has been surrounded all over by sea. So this just like the continents are also surrounded by sea, isn't it, surrounded by ocean, but continents are massive and much more larger than as compared to islands, okay. And there is more human settlement, okay, more human settlement and over the continents. So how many continents are there, as I've asked you before also? So number of continents not fixed. Why not fixed? Yes, there is worldwide adoption is there, okay, but we can count them in different way, okay. That is why it has been said it is not fixed, okay. Different scientific and cultural view leads to different counts from 4 to 7 countries. So we can count from 4 to 7 continents, sorry, not countries, continents. So different ways of counting continents. So let us say the first, North America plus South America, usually seen as 2 separate continents but sometimes grouped as one, that is America. So this we have these 2 continents, isn't it, but sometimes these are grouped as one, which we call as America, okay. And Europe plus Asia, together we call it Eurasia, okay, seen as 2 continents due to different histories, culture and development. What happens, these are made as one, okay. However, geologically they form one land masses called Eurasia. If you see geologically, geographically, these are one land mass, there is no separate, okay, there is no boundaries between these two, only human made boundaries are there, okay. So Europe plus Asia, we can together this one we can call as Eurasia, okay. So together there are 4 continents here until now, but we have made only 2, America and Eurasia. So in this way it is not fixed, okay. Next we have Africa plus Eurasia. To get in Eurasia alone we have 2 continents, isn't it? Again Africa has been added because these are not separated, okay. Geologically or geographically these are not separated, only the separation is because of the human convention and for their convenience, okay. So Africa plus Eurasia typically considered 2 continents, okay, and but occasionally viewed as one supercontinent due to land connection. There is a land connection, okay, that is why it has been viewed as one superconnection. So here we have count of continents in alphabetic orders, that is 4 countries, 5 countries, 6 continents, sorry, not countries, sorry, continents, 5 continents, 6 continents and 7 continents, okay. So 4 continents, how? Africa, Eurasia together as one, and America, Antarctica and Australia. See, Antarctica and Australia, this will be every time 2, okay, you cannot separate them. Again 5 continents, how? Again this Africa is separated from this Eurasia again, okay, Africa, America, Antarctica, Australia and Eurasia. And 6 continents, Africa, Antarctica, Australia, Eurasia, North America and South America. Now this America has been split into 2, North America and South America. And next what we can do, 7 continents, Africa, Antarctica, Asia, Australia, Europe, North America and South America, when we all separate all of them, okay. So this is the different ways through which we can count your continents, okay. But what happens in practice, okay, there is practically what happened, this list of these 7 continents, okay, it is one of the most widely adopted, okay, and used. When you are asked in exam how many continents are there, you can write 7 continents, okay, that will be your answer. But if you are asked in how many ways you can count continents, that you can write all these things, okay. There are so many ways which we can count continents. So I hope this makes you clear. So now let us understand something about islands. Okay, not all land masses are a part of continents. Some smaller piece of land are left out of the maps. So there are some land masses which are not counted as continents. So what we call them? We call them as islands. Okay, and there are so many big islands, more bigger and than a country also. Okay, so these smaller land areas surrounded by water on all sides are called islands. So these smaller land which are being surrounded by water on all sides are called what? Island. Though continents are also surrounded by water, they are too large to be considered islands. See, these continents are also being surrounded by water, okay, but they are too large that we cannot consider them as an island. So that is why we have given the name continents. So there are lakhs of islands on earth and they came in various size. So there are so many islands in our earth, okay, and they come in various size, shape and size. Okay, so important facts about islands and Antarctica. So let us see some important facts about these islands and Antarctica. Okay, Greenland is the largest island in the world. See this Greenland, okay, it is the largest island in the world, and it is so vast that it is equal to combined area of India's largest 10 states. That means the area wise, if we take the India's largest 10 state, okay, it is equals to that. Okay, it is much more larger. So Greenland is the largest island, okay, in our world. India has over 1300 islands, including two major island groups. So what are these two major island groups? Andaman and Nicobar Islands, located in the Bay of Bengal, as I have already shown you in the map also, isn't it? And next we have the Lakshadweep Island, located in the Arabian Sea. Okay, so since 1981, India has been a part of Indian Antarctic program. So in this Antarctica, okay, there is no human settlement because of the harsh climatic condition, as I have already mentioned earlier also. So there are only research center from around the world. Okay, so India also has its own research center. Okay, and in 1983, India set up its first scientific research base in Antarctica called what? Dakshin Gangotri. Okay, along with this, India have other two also, kindly name them. Okay, two more stations were later established. So if you know the name, write down in the comment section. Over 40 teams of Indian scientists have worked on Antarctica studying climate and environmental change. So what they are doing? They are studying about the climates and the environmental change. Okay, more than 40 teams of Indian scientists are there. Okay, and the research base even includes a library and a post office. So in that research base, okay, in Antarctica, they have a library and a post office also. Why post office? Because there are no networks. Like here we have installed tower, isn't it, phone tower, but over there are no such networks. So what happen if you want to say anything, if they want to convey any message to them, what will happen? You can write a letter and you can post them. Okay, just like the earlier days. So this was about facts about the Antarctica, okay, and some facts about the islands. So now let us see oceans and life. Okay, vital role of oceans and continents. So what is the important role of these oceans and continents? Ocean and continents are fundamental parts of Earth's environment. How? Fundamental means very important parts of Earth's environment, as I have already mentioned you that more of the half of the oxygen comes from where? It came from ocean. Okay, they influence climate, weather and water availability and life system, both of them. Okay, ocean together with continent. Their importance is often unnoticed in daily life, yet they are central to survival of a living beings. Their importance has been unnoticed. Okay, it has been not considered important, but they are very much essential for survival of these living beings in this world. Oceans and the water cycle. So ocean play a very major role in Earth's water cycle by sea, because it is the one which bring rains to the continents, isn't it? So that is why. Forming clouds through evaporation. So through the evaporation in the ocean water, okay, ocean water, there is a formation of clouds, and once the clouds are formed, what will happen? It will precipitate. That means it will rain, isn't it? So bringing rainfall to land areas. Without ocean, there would be no rain and Earth would become a dry desert. So if there were no ocean, then what will happen? There will be no rain on Earth and this will become a very dry desert, okay, the whole world. So oceans are the lungs of the planet. So that is why ocean has been described as the lungs of the planet. So let us see how. Marine flora, that is like algae and seaweed, produce more than half of the Earth's oxygen, okay. And because of these, oceans are called the lungs of the planet, as they produce more than half of the Earth's oxygen. That is why they are called what? Lungs of the planet. Okay, they also help regulate global climate absorbing heat and carbon dioxide. So we produce carbon dioxide and we inhale oxygen, isn't it? So what happened? They are the one who regulate the global climate, and they absorb the heat, okay, excess heat and the carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide also heat, isn't it? And as we have cutted down so many trees around the world, what happened now? There is a global warming, isn't it? The climatic condition is becoming very harsh. During summertime, what happens? It is very hot, and again during winter it becomes very cold. So we need to take an actions on these also, okay? So oceans and human civilization. Throughout history, oceans have enabled migration of people. So how ocean have helped human, okay? So it helped peoples to migrate, that is from going one place to another place, isn't it? And support trade and transportation. Through oceans there is widespread of trade and transportation, isn't it? Why? Because the cost is very much low as compared to the, if we started transporting everything from the by air, then what will happen? It will cost lots of money. But if we are trading through ship, then what happened? It costs us less money. And earlier days, before the invention of flight and all, oceans were the only route through which this trading was been happening, isn't it? And migration of peoples were happening. Those it takes so many days, but this is more like what we can say, more cheaper than as compared to other mode of transportation, and served as a source of food. How? Because of the fishing, isn't it? It provides us food. Being used in wars and naval expedition, and these are being used, oceans, isn't it, during wars and naval expeditions. And coastal cultures have developed myths, stories and belief about the oceans, including, so coastal cultures means the cities, the towns which are near the coastal areas, near the sea, okay, near the oceans. They develop so many myths and stories and beliefs about the oceans, like sea gods and goddesses. Like we have the sea god like Varun, isn't it, in Hinduism, according to Hinduism, yes or no? So they have so much such stories, okay, sea monster or hidden treasures, okay. These are all the things which oceans have given to human life. So what happens? World Ocean Day, that is a global reminder. When is the World Ocean Day? June 8, okay. It is observed as the World Ocean Days by the United Nations, and the day highlights the ocean's vital roles, that is they producing oxygen, feeding and healing humanity, brings a key part of the biosphere, being a key part of the biosphere. So it reminds us to respect, value and protect the ocean. So that is why we have to respect, value and protect the oceans, and that is why we are celebrating this World Ocean Day on which date? On 8th of June every year, okay, so that we can remember the importance of oceans and its vital role in our human life, okay. And what are the threats facing by the ocean? There are so many threats, okay, which are being facing by the ocean, and we are the one who are doing all those things, okay, the human activities. So ocean today are in danger due to human activities. How? Can anyone of you tell how? Because millions of tons of plastic are dumped into the oceans each year. We are dumping all the garbage over there, isn't it, which is making the ocean pollutants, okay. This chokes marine life and damage ecosystem. So this is danger for the marine life. Chokes means the danger, okay. It is danger for the marine life, as we have studied. There are flora, fauna, isn't it, inside the ocean, inside the sea water, and each damage the ecosystem, okay. And other forms of pollutions like include oil spills, industrial waste and chemical runoff. So all these things are dumped in the oceans only, okay, because of which there is huge pollution, okay, inside the oceans as well. And overfishing, this is another case, okay. Excessive fishing leads to decline of fish population and harms marine food chain. So it harms their food chain also. We have a food chain, isn't it, here in the land also. Just like that, there is a food chain in the oceans as well, okay. So overfishing leads to decline of fish population, and that harms the harms the marine food chains. All right. A shared responsibility. So what is our responsibility? The health of ocean directly affects the health of our planet, isn't it? So what we need to do? It is our collective responsibility to reduce pollution, practice sustainable fishing. Means we should not overdo, isn't it? We should not be overfishing it, okay. Protect marine biodiversity, educate others about ocean conservation. So it is our duty, okay, to do all this thing. Why? So that we can help the ocean and the marine life to survive, okay. Otherwise what will happen? It will be our own loss only, okay, because half of the oxygen comes from there. It is healing our earth. Rain is coming from the oceans, isn't it? So because of all this important vital role of oceans and continents, we should be we should be educating others about the ocean conservation, and we should not be harming the ocean, okay. So I hope you have understood, isn't it? So this was all the summary. Okay, I hope this has made you more clear, and you can use this summary for a very quick revision during your exam time. So in our next class, we will be coming up with the big questions in your textbook and other extra question and answers, as well as fill in the blanks and objective types. Okay, so for today we'll stop here. All of you, yes, please mention how do you find my class. Okay, and yes, don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. And with this, I'm signing out for today. All of you have a very nice day ahead. Bye.